Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something that I sort of stumbled upon. For the longest time, I was one of those people who had a habit, this really bad secret habit that I think a lot of us have, where I would, at the end of the day, get my PJs on, sit in front of the TV, grab a bag of pretzels, grab a pair of popcorn, chips, whatever it was, and sit there absently, popping them in my mouth and watching some show. And the effort of sitting there and eating and relaxing sort of went together. And this idea of just having this ability to unwind, right? Relax. And it sort of was like this trifecta, right? The TV show, the chips, the couch, cozying up on the blanket was my trifecta of how to unwind. And then one day I started to think about that, and I started to realize that this isn't such a healthy thing to be doing. And I started to dig a little deeper and realize that this absent mind idea, this way of unplugging that I thought was such a good idea, maybe was a little not good, actually, because I wasn't actually looking at me. I wasn't actually focusing on my connection to me. I was actually disconnecting from me. So you might be saying, like, what do you mean? Well, by sitting there with a bag of chips in front of the television with the blanket up to my chin, I definitely was in this like happy place, but I wasn't actually tuning into myself and understanding what the issues were. What was I stressed about? What was I upset about? Actually, what I was doing, I was pressing the off button on all of it. You know, I was actually saying, I don't want to think about work. I don't want to think about stress of my family. I don't want to think about money. I don't want to think about the food list. I don't want to think about the dogs. I don't want to think about my family, my parents, my sister, my brother. Nope. I'm turning on the off button. Get it? On the off button. But it was just something that I learned to do because I thought this was my escape button. This is my escape from all of that. But by doing that, I actually wasn't connecting to me. What I was sort of doing was blanketing all of my emotions and covering them all up. Now, you might have figured that out already listening to me going, uh-oh, she's not actually listening to what's going on. And if you thought of that, you would be right. Because what I wasn't doing was I wasn't finding the emotions underneath everything that was making me upset. And you're probably right. I wasn't doing any of those things. But at the end of the day, when you're really super tired, you don't really feel like digging deep to uncover the thing that's really making you upset. Sometimes the thing that you really want to do is just find a space where you can actually find joy. For me, it was in the bottom of a potato chip bag and the TV set. But since then, I sort of learned that actually the best place for me to find that place where I can find home is actually when I connect to me. And I sort of discovered how empowering that is, and how actually that is the biggest present I can actually give to myself is when I connect to me. And I know you might be thinking, I must be doing this all day long, or for an hour, or 3. But the truth is, I never did that. Even when I started this whole journey to me delving into my intuition 8 years ago, I did it in little bits, like little sips. Like if you could imagine, like this big 24-ounce bottle of water. I don't actually drink it all at one time, you know? I take little sips at a time. And the reason why it's so important to take little sips at a time is that for the water, it makes me remember the habit of drinking water, little sips. And to connect to myself, I find that doing it in little bits actually fortifies my connection. And so I do it when I wash my hands. I do it when I wake up in the morning and I put my feet on the floor. I do it when I go to sleep and I have the blankets just right and my pillow just right behind my head. And I turn the lights off and I put the ocean noise on my phone. These are things I really do. And as all of this is going on and the lights are off, I connect to myself once again before I actually go to bed. And I do it throughout my day. So when I created the Connect Back to You membership, I was really connecting to this part of myself that I discovered by doing these little sips throughout the day where I connected to me. I really feel like Connect Back to You is a great way for you to learn how to connect to yourself so you can let go of maybe your trifecta of chips on the couch with a good TV show. And instead of having the chips, have that connection to yourself. Now, I'm not telling you I don't still eat chips in front of the TV every so often. I do. I happen to love potato chips. But I don't use it as a way to escape and turn the off switch on from all the stress of my day. I do it because I just love potato chips. So I guess what I'm saying to you is connecting back to you, that action of connecting to yourself several times a day, of learning how to connect to that part of yourself, really allows you to fortify your connection to you and start to build that relationship that you have with yourself so that you can let go of self-doubt. You can increase the way you feel about the value of who you are, your worth. And the most important of all of them is that you really develop this real love connection with actually everything that you are. It used to be, the old story, princess looking for her prince to find the guy who was going to see that she had worth. And then in that relationship with that prince, she discovers that she is everything in his eyes. So I'm asking you to find it in your eyes. Find that value, that worth, that love for you in the eyes that you see when you look in the mirror, because you are worth it. I know L'Oreal said it first, but I'm going to say it again. You really are. You are worth it. And this membership that comes to you on your phone in a text message reminds you how to find that connection to you, how to remember who you actually are, your worth, everything that you want other people to see in you, that you see it first in yourself, and to honor that, and to find the time to honor it. And I'm not talking about hours. I'm talking about moments. Because truthfully speaking, when you think about it, right? And you think back in your life about the moments that were great, they weren't hours. They were moments, little clips of moments that you remember, that you hold dear. And so it's in those moments, those connections to yourself, that strengthen that connection to you, that allows you to feed the certainty, that allows you to feed that space within you where you know exactly who you are, and that you begin undoubtedly to have trust in everything that you are, and to see yourself the way the people who love you see you, but actually seeing it in your own eyes. Because we all have so much worth. We all have intuition. We all have gifts to uncover. And when we start to see them within ourselves, the joy that comes from within ourselves allows us to live the life that we actually want to live, because it was with that intention, that joy, that happiness, that we can create the lives that we want to live. It's great to want things, to want to accomplish things, to want to see things through, but it has to be with the right kind of intention. Intention, it's everything. So I just want to encourage you to have the intention, to have the integrity, to have full love of everything that you are and all that you want to be, and discover that connection to you, because that's what this membership is really all about. It's a discovery of the love, of falling in love, and really valuing everything that you are by simply tuning in for a couple of moments a day and really tuning in to understanding everything about you and learning how to curate the life that you really want to live. I hope you consider a membership. There's so many different options that you can have. And if you have any questions, please shoot me an email. And I would love to talk to you about any questions that you have. But I'd love to welcome you into this membership and try it out and see how it is. It's month to month. It's not a lifelong commitment. And see how it works into your life and how it brings you joy and happiness. And that's really what it's all about, I think. Thanks for tuning in. And consider Connect Back to You.